So today I'm going to build a harness to mitigate any issues with the S3 Spider on a Generation 2 FJR 1300. Mine is a 2009. So in this view I'm showing the S3, which is uncapped and open, as you can see right there. I also have some heat shrink tubing on the S2. So typically I'm going to put some heat shrink tubing and label on the other spiders that I'm not going to mitigate, just to make it very easy to inspect them whenever I need to. So the way you can tell which is the S2 is if you look carefully, you'll see that there's a couple of bluish wires on the S2. The S3 has nothing but black with yellow striped, yellow trace wires. So basically all black wires with a little bit of yellow in there, and the S2 has some black, but it also has a couple of blue. And so this video is going to be a little bit long, so you might want to fast forward to some of the other sections. I'm doing a voiceover right now, so there was a little bit of background noise and background music, and yeah. Anyway, my connection doesn't actually look that bad, but was having a couple of intermittent issues with the bike, like stop running shortly after takeoff. And so I'm just going to take care of this. I've already done the S6. So these are the tools I'll be using. So I do have male connector half and the pins that go through those, and these more specialty crimping tool. 6 pieces of wire. Those are roughly about 2 inches, and of course an eyelet. So the idea is I'm going to interconnect these 6 pins and connect those over to a longer pigtail, which I'm going to ground over to the chassis. It's actually going to ground to the frame. So anyway, I'll show you how that works in just a second. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm telling you the wire is a mil-spec silver plated copper wire. We had a leftover at our shop, aircraft equipment shop. So this is how I'm doing the connectors. They're actually 1mm connectors, but I start them out in the 1.5 hole. Make sure it's fairly straight in there. I am going to try and make sure that the cable jacket gets crimped on the end there. So insert it about that far and crimp down. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to get a focus. Yeah, sorry about that. The camera changes midway. I should do a better job at this. Forgive me. Anyway, so we're gonna put it in the 1mm slot and get rid of any play there. And you see that that looks much better, and that's how they should all look. So I'm just going to do that with the other 6, and then pop them into the connector half. Some people will just cut the connectors off, the female connector off, and go ahead and solder all of those wires together. I think that's a good option as well. It's just a little bit more cumbersome to work with that area of the bike for me. And considering that my cables or my connectors are in good shape, I don't think that's. I don't think my bike is at that stage where I need to cut everything down and take care of it. So basically, grabbing all these wires, I'm running them to two longer wires for the pigtail. I added a little bit of stainless steel lock wire to hold everything together while I am soldering, and a lot of paste flux. So I'm not going to bore you with too much of this, but the whole point is it's going to take a lot of solder to fill in all of the gaps and solidify that connection. The connection needs to be very solid, otherwise whatever work we're doing here will not be effective. So that's pretty much how it looks. I'm going to use a wire brush and clear off the rest of the debris and the leftover flux. So I'm going to put on some fabric wire loom tape because I have 6 wires going into 2. Heat shrink tubing doesn't always do so well on a 3-to-1 ratio, so just going to clean it up and tape it. They're all ground wires. So yeah. If I could figure out how to fast forward this for you, I would do that. So this is pretty much the end result. I have crimped on and added some solder to the loop connector. So really don't need to heat shrink that other end because it is a grounding cable, and I probably don't show it in the next view, but I am using some of those whatever, those special kind of washers in between. So here I'm just routing the cable. I have some red wire and I'm just going to pull it through. Of course, as you can see, I've already done mine. So if you have any suggestions for other people, how to do theirs better, please put it in the comments. It'll help the next person out. So I'm going to add a couple of washers. The extra scratchy kind. And mount it into that post. So I realize I'm going into the aluminum frame. It is better than nothing. It's not as good as going directly to the battery, but is much closer. And those leads eventually do end up at the battery. So this is just a little bit additional pathway. And if this, for some crazy reason, doesn't provide enough grounding current, whatever, as it goes upstream, it'll hit the battery anyway. So I do have these labeled S3 and S6. I've done the S6 already, and the factory recall was doing the S4. So that one is already done. Here's the male end of the connector. I'm going to try and get it in there with one hand. And by the way, I'm using this Noalox joint compound inside the connector. Just a light coating on the pins, just to make sure that it's all good in there. Give it a click. It's nice and secure. So the next thing that I'm going to end up doing is picking some places to attach some wire ties to keep it from moving. And that's pretty much it. You don't really have to remove the T-bar. I had the T-bar out anyway because I was inspecting the other spiders. So hopefully this helps, and good luck if you go ahead and do this.